feel your heart pounding in your chest. It's rhythmic to the sound of the metal clinking as you get pulled upward. You look over and see the skyline. Birds are flying in the distance. You think, how beautiful is this moment? Then you remember where you were. You push down on the strains to make sure they can't go any tighter. Your heart pounds louder as you get closer to the top. You think for a moment, what if this is the last thing I get to experience in my life? Then you reach the top of the hill. The chain stops, and it's silent. Then you drop forward. You can't hold onto your breath, and you let out a scream with everyone around you. The fear leaves your body as you yell and is replaced with adrenaline and excitement. Roller coasters. One of the reasons as to why you might visit an amusement park. Amusement parks are often advertised as a great way to share fun and thrilling experiences with friends and family. Some people often enjoy going to relive their nostalgia childhood memories of the magic and excitement these parks bring. But not all the time do happy and positive experiences occur at amusement parks. Incidents do occur at these parks. Incidents that cause harm and impact to a park's digital infrastructure. Hi, and welcome, Cyber Defenders. My name is Reanna Schultz, and I will be your aid today as I guide you through exploring different learning opportunities through Cyberspeak Labs. During your time here, it is important for you to know that the lab is designed for us to collaborate and to learn. Today, we're going to put on our lab coats and learn about two major cyber incidents that interrupted the excitement of what an amusement park brings through their corporate office. Let us use our laboratory instruments to understand the science behind these major incidents. Defenders, as we continue to learn more about these events, it's important to think and hypothesize on the following. How could this impact, disrupt safety to physical human well-beings? Should there be a specific cyber policy to protect humanitarian safety in amusement parks? Should guests be disclosed of potential cyber risk or incidents when staying or visiting at these parks? Now that we understand today's lab assignment, let's put on our white coats and enter the lab to collaborate and to learn. When we think amusement parks and childhood nostalgia, Disney Parks is often one of the more popular places to think of. Disney Parks is one of the three major divisions of the Walt Disney Company. In fact, Disney Parks was founded on April 1st of 1971, which is 6 months later was the grand opening of Walt Disney's World. Disney Parks are known worldwide to be one of the most visited amusement parks, where millions, if not hundreds of millions of guests visit every year. The park itself originally was not planned to be a major project. In fact, Walt Disney himself had even stated this was a side project, which in 2024 is not the case. With resorts, global locations, and a whole family experience and vacation package, Disney Parks is globally known for the attractions and the feeling of being transported into a magical kingdom that is surreal from normal day-to-day hustle. As Disney Parks continue to build its brand and reputation, by 2024, Disney Parks has 12 theme parks and resorts located across the globe. Some areas, including Japan, Paris, in the United States, and other countries. Besides the culture influence Disney Parks has, it is branded with world-class customer service through professionally trained entertainment to make the magical experience of meeting Disney characters to feel more real and rememberable. Since Disney has a strong merchandising brand, the park also reflects the new projects that are released or acquisitions Disney requires. This means that Disney is forever evolving their ride attractions, park themes, and providing advanced technology to ensure that guests have the ultimate experience and will relate to their childhood nostalgia with their friends and family members. Some guests on social media and other review platforms have called their Disney park experience a quote-unquote storytelling experience, since they feel transported to a nostalgic universe of their childhood. As of 2024, Disney Parks has combined a total of 22 roller coasters across all of their global locations. These roller coasters are designed around the theme of the park, such as Indiana Jones in Paris or Goofy's Sky School in California. And you can't forget the historical fan favorite Space Mountain in Florida. Besides the ride operators, the entertainment, and park support, there's a lot of behind the scenes to help lead and drive the continuing positive influence that Disney Parks has. To the knowledge and research of this lab assignment, it wasn't discovered that Disney has ever publicly released their total employee count for their corporate office. But multiple articles and Reddit threads have estimated 220,000 employees worldwide work at the Disney corporate office. Out of that 220,000, 150,000 specifically focuses on park and resort services. We can assume that these employees could most likely be part of operations, marketing, HR, finance, the Imagineering team, and of course, the technology and IT teams. From the years of 2022 to 2024, there was a trend with YouTubers and TikTokers where you would post a video of what an average day of your job is like. A few corporate employees at Disney had showcased what their day was like. This included waking up, brewing their coffee, smearing the cream cheese on their bagel, and then heading to the office. Once they got to their office, they showcased how they were attending meetings and then ending their day by working out or going to their favorite local restaurant. Nothing too magical for the daily work grind. But in July of 2024, the normal grind of Disney's corporate office employees that were showcased on the internet had came to a full stop. On July 13th, 2024, cyber hacktivists had started leaking evidence from an online message board that a new emerging threat actor group, calling themselves Null Bulge, was providing evidence that they had not only successfully got into Disney networks, but had exfiltrated and stolen over 1 terabyte of data through Disney Slack channels and messages. Eventually, Null Bulge removed their posts from these message boards, but other mirror channels had disclosed the unauthorized data leakage and reposted the information. News reporters state that the first press release about the incident was published through the Wall Street Journal. However, CNN claims the hacking group had emailed them with further details regarding the cyber breach they conducted. Null Bulge had disclosed they were a group based in Russia and had originally gained access through a compromised user's account, where they were able to trace through the user's cookies to find other information. What was also interesting about this breach is that according to the email, Null Bulge claimed the user that was compromised was aware that his account was hacked. According to CNN, the email additionally states the compromised user had attempted to, quote, kick us out, but let us walk right back in before the second time, end quote. However, CNN could not independently verify these claims. When CNN reached out to Disney, they had responded they were still investigating this matter. Null Bulge is an emerging Russian hacking group. According to cyber researchers at Sentinel-1 Sentinel Labs, the group first appeared between April to June of 2024. Unlike other hacking groups, this group maintains a public-facing presence through social media platforms like X and 4chan. What is also unique about this hacktivist group is that they provide a vision and purpose for quote-unquote protecting artists around the world against AI. Now, during the years of 2022 to 2024, there was recent controversy about artists and writers claiming that they were being replaced with AI-generated scripts and images. Now, with Disney having creative writers and artists within their Imagineer team, especially towards large sums like their movies and, of course, Disney parks, it's no surprise that a hacktivist group with a mission and vision like this would target a company like Disney. But not everyone thought that's why Disney would get hacked. The CEO of ImmuniWeb had publicly stated they believed Disney was to be more of a financially motivated attack than an act of hacktivism. But this contradicts the email that was sent to CNN, where the group claims that Disney has been its target for other reasons. These reasons were due to how Disney handles artist contracts, its approach to AI, and quote-unquote, its pretty blatant disregard for the consumer. Again, what makes this hack interesting and unique is that Noel Bulge is public-facing, so they're promoting their content and purpose on social media. And according to CNN, they had published an article on X in June to what appeared to be a visitor booking at Disneyland Paris. As the initial breach was released on July 12th of 2024, cyber researchers were intrigued by this type of publicized attack. Cybersecurity News had disclosed in an article that the initial breach into Disney's corporate servers was associated with individuals from the Club Penguin fan community. Club Penguin was a popular game that was once owned by Disney, but according to Cybersecurity News, this game was the entry point to get access to Disney servers, and additionally to allow the threat actors to get access to Disney Slack channels. Now, according to multiple news articles and information on forum boards, Noel Bulge was able to get data going as far back as 2019. Even though this did not disrupt Disney park operations itself, some of the data that was highlighted in the public news claimed to be personal information of employees, emerging projects, and other confidential data. As of August of 2024, Disney has not released a press release about the true damage this group has caused, or what the actual impact on their employees or information systems were. But the next time you visit a Disney park or see any advertisement for it, you might think different towards how artists are designing the brand. Does Disney truly use AI to assist their Imagineers? What are the copyright laws that are incorporated for using AI branded content? Another question that I think is it even ethical if Disney is using AI with their current existing internal drawings or even writing scripts to develop new content and advertisements? Defenders, these are all good questions. I am curious to know what you thought of this hack, or what hypothesis you would have that could have resulted from this. But for now, Defenders, we're going to take a quick break and return to talk about a Spanish amusement park who has global locations that was disrupted by a ransomware attack. Enjoy this quick coffee break or drive into work or whatever you're doing right now, and we'll return back to the lab with our next assignment. All right, welcome back, Defenders, and welcome back to the lab. I do apologize, I did not really take Spanish, and I'm not a Spanish major, so if I do mispronounce names, this is me giving you a warning. Parques Reunidos, also meaning Reunited Parks in English, is an international company located in Madrid, Spain, that operates over 60 parks across a dozen countries, such as Spain, Canada, Germany, Australia, United States, and much more. Parques Reunidos is also known for their successful amusement and water parks, and other family entertainment centers such as zoos. The company was originally founded in 1967 and had acquired other companies to expand their business, such as Kennywood Entertainment and Palace Entertainment. Upon these purchases, this allowed the amusement park to start operating additional parks, such as Adventureland in Altoona, Iowa, and also Kennywood in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. With such a large entertainment thumbprint, the visitor attractions exceeded to over 22 million across the parks, with a yearly revenue in multiple articles stating that it was over $1 billion, making this company among the world's largest leisure and adventure park operators. However, on March 3rd of 2023, a claim was made to the public, and it was not from any officials from the park. Leanna had announced they had launched an attack that stole employee information, including passport details, data on park-related incidents, in addition to legal documents, internal emails, and financial records. What made this Parques Reunidos an interesting target is that Leanna historically had a pattern of targeting corporations that were in healthcare, education, insurance, and media industries, according to the article in the record. Additionally, during March of 2023, there was not a lot of public evidence or research done in this ransomware group. However, in May 16th of 2023, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, also known as CISA, released a cybersecurity advisory as part of their ongoing effort to publish advisories called #StopRansomware, where CISA highlights details regarding various ransomware variants and threat actors. The advisory that was released on May 16th highlighted information and details regarding the Lian ransomware group. This advisory was written with joint efforts with the FBI and Australian Cybersecurity Centre, known as the ACSC. The advisory highlights that Lian is a ransomware developer, deployer, and data extortion cybercriminal group that has been active since June of 2022. The advisory also states this group has been seen targeting both US and Australian critical infrastructures and other services. The group has been identified to gain access through valid remote desktop credentials and will use a file transfer protocol or services such as rclone or Mega to exfiltrate a victim's data. The advisory also states the group will make threats to publicly release data if the export money is not paid. In 2022, the group was seen to use double extortion methods by encrypting victim systems after exfiltrating data. But the advisory states that in 2023, the group primarily shifted to exfiltration-based extortion only. The advisory states to prevent VLAN ransomware and extortion by limiting the usage of PowerShell and ensure that Windows PowerShell and PowerShell Core is on the latest version, in addition to strictly limiting the use of remote desktop and other remote desktop services on information systems. During the breach of this ransomware group with Parques Reunidos, the park disclosed that threat actors had gained access to its IT systems. Additionally, the park also disclosed they are working closely with cyber professionals to continue forensics investigations of the incident. The park released a notice that they are moving remote access connections and temporarily isolating their data center, which, aligning to the tactics that was outlined in CISA's advisory that was released a few months later. This aligns to the BNLian's intrusion behaviors on the park. Security researchers disclosed to Security Report the BNLian's leak site during the time. The ransomware group highlighted on the leak site that more than 1 terabyte of data that belonged to the park was successfully exfiltrated. In response to shutting down remote access availability and collaborating with the Spanish Data Protection Authority, Parques Reunidos released to the public they had shut down affected systems and blocking their users to have temporarily isolated of the company's digital infrastructure. Upon remediation of the ransomware, the park claims to be expanding data security tools and providing security awareness training to users to understand cyber risks such as ransomware. There's not really consistent information as to how much interruption this ransomware caused for Parques Reunidos parks, or how much ransom was requested for the park to pay. Additionally, even though the park provided remediation to get information systems and operations back to running, it was unclear how much revenue was lost, or if there was any remediation for customers and employees, like credit monitoring. Again, I always wonder the question that what happened to the park that day? Did they send visitors home? Did employees get sent home? Was there an advisory to everyone that attended the park that day? These questions still remain in the cyber lab. As a disclaimer for all listeners, it is important that you research your country's laws against cyber research, humanitarian laws, and other hacking and cyber activity considerations. Failure to adhere to laws and other administrations can lead to punishment and other obligations suited for the crime. You can find more information about your country's guidelines and laws by visiting their government, legal databases, or cybersecurity agencies. It's always advised to discuss with legal professionals for official guidance and break down with these laws for further questions. I am not a legal counselor, but I think it's important to understand where to find information and know the limitations enforced by the law. As defenders, it is our job to learn about past breaches or cyber events and understand how did they occur and what could have been done to prevent this. Even though events like Disney parks or Parque Reunidos, a lot of lessons are still to be learned to this day. Security is most likely considered differently with these corporations today than it was prior to their cyber incidents. However, what are some questions and takeaways you got from this research? Are there things you'll consider differently or even think about when you're visiting an amusement park next time? If you're curious, here are my laboratory questions and my thoughts on these questions. The first question I'm going to highlight is how could this impact and disrupt safety to physical human well-being? Even though as of August of 2024, there hasn't been a public disclosure of roller coasters themselves being hacked or causing human safety due to cyber breaches. But as part of regular maintenance and review of these rides, shouldn't there be annual pen testing on roller coasters as well? Or what about pen testing or even an annual audit review regarding the infrastructure that's supporting these roller coaster systems? Just like regular review of emergency drills like fires or tornadoes, shouldn't there be an emergency plan for the entire company when a cyber breach has happened? Do average employees or users, even C-suite people, do they know what to do when a major breach occurs and how to handle their information system? This leads to my next question. What about the press and the legal team? Now, after learning about these different cyber incidents and breaches at these corporate offices for these amusement parks, in your opinion, is buying a ticket or booking a resort online at these parks just as risky as riding a roller coaster ride? I wonder if information systems at these amusement parks that could impact physical health and safety of customers, such as roller coasters or medical tents, are isolated to a different part of the network to prevent from being impacted with cyber breaches. What do you think, defenders and lab coats? Do you have any other questions or ideas you would like to share? If so, I encourage you to post them in the comments. This is why learning from others is important. The cyber community is filled with passionate cyber defenders, like yourself, who are experts in different corners. Let me know what you think. Thank you all for joining me in the lab today and becoming a cyber defender in a lab coat. I'm Reanna Schultz, your lab aide and podcast host for this episode. If you have any suggestions for guest collaborations or cyber topics, you can submit them by going to cyberspeaklabs.com. Thank you all and look forward to seeing you in the lab again soon.